Hi everyone. So today I'm going to do a SQL medium problem called compensation outliers. So let's get started. Your team at Accenture is helping a Fortune 500 client revamp their compensation and benefits program. The first step in this analysis is to manually review employees who are potentially overpaid or underpaid. Now, an employee is considered to be potentially overpaid if they earn more than two times their average salary for people with the same title. Now, similarly, an employee might be underpaid if they earn less than half of the average for their title. We will refer to employees who are both underpaid and overpaid as compensation outliers for the purpose of this problem. Let's try to write a query that shows the following data for each compensation outlier: employer ID, salary, and whether they are potentially overpaid or potentially underpaid. So, in our first step, we need to figure out um, what are the salaries that classify as the threshold um, uh, for underpaid and threshold for overpaid based on each title. So my first table will look find the threshold, and then we'll compare it by each employee's salary to then classify an employer as underpaid or overpaid. So let's get started. So my first table, so select um, title comma average salary. So they're saying that it's potentially overpaid, that if they're two times more, so two times more as average salary. So this will be the threshold for overpaid, comma 0.5 times average salary as threshold underpaid from employee pay group by title. So let's run the code and see how it works. Great. So now we have the thresholds for overpaid and threshold for underpaid by the title. Now, what essentially we need to do is that we have the title, so we will be doing an we will now use this table. We will inner join it on our employee pay table based on the titles, and we will compare and see if the salary is greater than our threshold. If yes, then it's overpaid. If not, it's we'll compare it with our underpaid threshold and then classify it as underpaid. So this is how we are going to do it. We're going to do a case by operation in this case. So let's do this. So case with ct1 as. So first I said we'll be doing inner join. So select um, but we need the employee ID. So employee pay dot employee ID comma employee um, underscore pay dot salaries comma, we'll leave this for case 1, from employee pay we now inner join cte1 on employee pay dot title is equal to cte1 dot title. Okay, now let's write a case operator to see if an employee is overpaid or underpaid. So case when um, um, case when if employee pay is greater employee pay dot salary is greater than cte1 dot uh, threshold dot overpaid, then uh, overpaid. Else null, and as overpaid when employee pay dot salary is less than cte1 dot um, threshold underscore underpaid, then underpaid, else null, end as salary. Okay, great. So we have the employee paid, we have the overpaid and underpaid status, and end as status. So let's run this and see if we get the output. Overpaid does not exist. Okay, so now we can see that what has happened here is that in our case, it has compared the salaries with the thresholds and classified them as underpaid or overpaid. Now this can be, now the next, let's put this in a table to ct2 as, and finally we classify a new table. So select employee id comma salary comma status from cte2 where status is not null, and we should be getting our answer now. So great, so we have all our employee IDs, the salaries, and the status if it was overpaid or underpaid. Let's submit and see. Okay, your query does not match. Why is this not matching? Oh, it's this error based on caps locks, I believe. This is case sensitive. Let's run the code again and submit. Oh, my bad. I think the name is also um, important. Outlier. Save it and let's run it here. Oh, my bad. I have to change it everywhere. Run code. Okay, let's run it. And there is still an error. I'm not sure why is it giving me an error. Underpaid, overpaid, overpaid. I'm just going to try seeing if this works.